Welcome back at 6:43 as we continue our back-to-school coverage on News 3 Now this morning. We're starting to hear a common theme from the experts. The science on COVID-19 and your children is still changing.
Like many parents, scientists say it's important to get students back in schools, but it has to be done safely. One of the reasons it's so important is because of nutrition. The CDC says schools are essential to helping your kids meet their nutritional needs. The center's research shows many kids eat up to half of their calories while at school. For the 30 million kids who participate in the National School Lunch Program, that mealtime is essential.
Yeah, a lot of kids are doing breakfast and lunch at school. And figuring out how to do all that safely is a major adjustment that districts across the country are making right now. A lot of them are ditching those crowded cafeterias and lunch lines and much more. We recently got a look at what it will look like for kids returning to school. When kids arrive to school this year, things will certainly be different. Some of the biggest changes will be at breakfast and lunch times. Verona is one of the few districts in the metro where some students will be returning to schools with new precautions in place. To test that out, Verona schools got to do a bit of a trial run here during their summer school program. At Verona's Country View Elementary, summer school students are eating in their classrooms instead of the cafeteria. Their desks are spread out. Each student has their own water bottle. The meals come in sealed bags. And when the kids are finished eating, here comes the teacher with the hand sanitizer. Verona made their plan considering guidelines from the state and the CDC.
There was a substantial amount of planning and communication that had to go into place to making sure that this would be a possibility.
Next month, kindergarten through second graders will attend in-person half-days. I recently talked with this woman who has 2 children who could return.
I think whatever measures you put is not going to work.
She doesn't want her face shown on camera, fearing any backlash. But she says that she chose to have her kids learn from home.
I have nothing but praises. It's just I don't think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, families have certainly had to make a lot of tough decisions recently. Now, it is important to note that school districts may do things a little bit differently. If you have any specific questions, you can contact your child's school. It's really important to note that there are very few schools that are going back in person right now. But once those bigger districts do start to open up, we're real likely to see scenarios like this. I mean, they're not going to just open everything back up full, like, say, when Madison or all the other big districts open back up. I mean, they're going to have to wean, get into it slowly. So eating in classrooms, prepackaged meals, the hand sanitizer and wipes. I was surprised to see just how much hand sanitizer and how many wipes they went through in such a short amount of time, and that's likely what we're going to see in the future going forward here.
I was going to say it's interesting to see what schools are doing when they go back, but Madison schools aren't going back. So what are these kids doing for lunch?
Yeah, and that's a big hurdle that they have got to get across. Getting meals to kids, that is nearly impossible right now. So families have to go to these meal sites. That's one of the topics that we're going to get into over the next couple of days. And we're also going to share ways that you can help. We're going to get into that tomorrow. There are some nonprofits who are trying to fill the gaps here of getting kids meals. How you can help, that's tomorrow. And then on Friday, we'll look at the challenges that are out there when it comes to feeding kids that are virtually learning.